list aggregate function. Now we are going to discuss about list aggregate function. So for what purpose we use this list aggregate function? So, so generally this function is used to list the table column values in a single row. In a single row. So if you want to list the table column values in a single row, we use list aggregate function. Okay. So list aggregate function, for what purpose we use? To list the table column values in a single row, we use list aggregate function. So now we will see how to write it. For example, I will write a normal query, select a department number, or for example, select ename from EMP. So how we are getting these values? We are getting simply in a row wise, we are getting all the employees. Is it? So now I want to, for example, I want department number wise list of employees. I want department number wise in single line. I want to get the list of them. For example, so here I will write order by one. That means order by department number. So So for 10th department, I want to get the list saying that clerk, comma, king, comma, Miller. Like this way, I want to get a list. So how to write that query? So now see how I will write. Select. So first column, I am simply writing the column name department number. Now I am using my function list agg. So first, what is the syntax? First, we will write which column we want to list. Employee name column. So with what delimiter you want to list? You can write comma, any symbol also you can write. As of now, I'm writing comma. Close it. Okay. Now within, this is the syntax. So within you need to write the group. So what is the group here? Within group. So on what basis you need to write the that means you need to write the list. So within department number, I want to list these three employees. So in this within group, you need to write in which order I need to list. Order by ename ascending. That means by default it is ascending case. You can write order by ename like that. Or else you can also mention ascending, no issues. Ascending. Okay. Now simply I am giving the column aliases EMP list. Okay, now I am writing the from class. From EMP. Group by department name. So now see when and also I will also add order by also, because I will get the correct department number order. You can simply write order by one also, because our first column is department. So now if you run and see earlier our data is in row wise. Now I simply list of each employee by using comma separation with simple function called what? With the function called list aggregate function. So what is the syntax? So list aggregate, column name, comma separation, within group, and which order you want to list. You want to list ascending order. So you will get A to Z. So CKM. Clear? So this is about list aggregate function. Clear? So in this we will get some issues in list aggregate function. Issues in list aggregate function. So that also I will let you know. Okay. Now we will see. So for example, if the list is exceeding more length, so here our table is very small, so you are able to list. If the table is big, any issues occur or not, we will check. Okay. For example, I am taking the dictionary table. So I am taking the dictionary table of all underscore tables. So all underscore tables means it will give all the tables across all users. Okay. Now simply I want to list based on the owner. So what I will do, I will simply write again how to list AGG and the table name, because table name is the column name in the all underscore tables. The same thing I am writing here with comma separation. So what I said, within group, within group. So in the group, I am going to write. So same thing, order by table name, table underscore name. Got it? So my table is this one, and so you need to group by no group by owner. So we need to write also group by class because we are writing within group no. So group by owner. So now I am going to get all the list of the tables with respect to owner in each row. Okay. So generally this query will take more time. Why? Because this table is huge. So anyhow, my database is having less objects, so it may occur easily. But in real time, if you are working on dictionary tables, so we should be careful. Why? Because these tables will be huge. But now see, there are a lot of columns in my table. Is it? Is it? See, so list is going on. That means here no issue came for me. That's why my query worked. And see, in Scott user, I am having these tables. I am getting a single line of all the tables. So if you want to get all the list of tables in a single line, simply you need to write this query. So I want only the Scott tables. Simply what I will do, where owner equal to Scott. Here, now if I run it, see, simply in single line, I am able to get all the tables of Scott. Although there are less tables in my database regarding Scott, if there are huge, then what happens? So simply for that purpose, what I am writing is, instead of owner wise, I want to list all the tables in a single line. All the tables of all underscore table in single line. For that purpose, I'm just removing the owner. I want to list all the tables. So within group, and I'm not grouping by any column. Simply I am writing what? All tables in my table, in my database. So see, now this query, what happens if I run? So now I am getting all the table names entire in the database in a single record. Okay. So we will see what happens. See, now we got an error saying that this string is too long. Result of string concatenation is too long. So we got an error for this, for the above query. We got an error. Okay. What error? Too long string error. So for that purpose, what are the remedies for the list aggregate function? So for that purpose, so we have some remedies to run the same query. So that I will show you. So while running the query, you have an option called on overflow truncate option. So that means sometimes you cannot predict how the list will be. So for that purpose, I will write a keyword. This is a keyword introduced in the next version. That means earlier we have this issue with the list flag, but when the versions came, they introduced this concept called on overflow. Simply I am what I am doing. I am asking the string to get a truncate, and just you can truncate and just show some special symbols like there are still data, but till here only I can load like that way. Okay. So in the second line I'm writing so that to see. Got it? So all underscore tables get or something like this column name, and this is the table name. Okay. So now see what I am writing. Simply I am adding a keyword in list aggregate function. So after comma, simply I am giving space and adding what? On overflow truncate my string, and simply at the end you keep stars, so that we can notice that there is data, but our function supported till that level only. The rest of the data gets truncated and shown in the some scripted manner. Clear? See now, see the same query executed by writing this command on overflow truncate. Now see at the end you see you are by default you are getting what? Count also you are getting. How many records got truncated? That means 506 words get truncated. So you are getting the count also by default. With our what we say mentioned character, we also get the count by default. Count mentioned. Count is also mentioned. Clear? So how to avoid if the list is high? In some cases, we can use this on overflow truncate in the list aggregate function. Or else I don't want to show the count. So we have an option for no, I don't want to show the count. For that purpose, what you will do is simply we will add one more keyword saying that without count. See, by default you are getting count. If I said without count, what it will show? It will not show you the count. See. Okay, I'm just saying the different methods what we have in list aggregate. Okay, now you see. Now we have it has not shown that our query not shown the count. Only the special thing after truncated I ask them to keep no, simply saying that some data is there, but it is missing. Clear? So this is the thing. But by default you are getting the count. You can also write a keyword count also, but anyhow we are getting by default. So for that purpose we don't use with count keyword, because by default only we are getting that instead of keeping also. We can also keep with count, we will get the count. Okay, but anyhow without keeping also we are getting the count, but this is also the syntax we can add with count also. See now, see the same count you are getting. Clear? Clear about list aggregate?